Wait, hello everyone. Black screen. Okay. Don't know why this is happening. Oh, that's been a good start so far. Yeah, this week, yeah, uh, this week is just me, and I have no idea why the screen is not working right now. So let me fix this real fast. It's gonna work if I put this on. Oh, nope, nope. Uh, it's, uh, it's just not working. Uh, oh, wrong thing, wrong thing, wrong thing. Uh, Wait a moment. Oh no, this is tragic. Uh, Oof. Okay, I'm gonna restart the game real fast. Uh, uh, so restart this real fast and it should work. I think I started up the game in the wrong mode. That's why it didn't work. It's gonna work now. I see something. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's working now. Okay, that's good. Just a nice restart is all that I needed. Oh. I'm gonna go through this real fast, just to not leak any DMs, which are just invites. Just the usual, you know. Hopefully me joining doesn't desync the session now, because that would be quite tragic. But I can finally go live again. It doesn't let me switch scenes. Okay, I think I might have killed Higgsy. Higgsy retired. Someone spun. Okay. Anyways, we're here at Mexico, Samidia's favorite track. Track is 36 laps. Lap times of around 113 for pole. Probably at 112 maybe, if they get it in towards the end of the session. Currently 113.3 by Samidiat, Hugo 113.4, Timo 113.9. So Samidiat and Hugo currently two fastest laps, 113.9 from Jenab as well. Assassin is on his out lap right here. Anyone else on a lap right now? Fluffy Dave might be on a lap here, or no, he just finished one. It was an invalidated lap. He's not gonna go for another one. Tires are not good for 2 laps around this track, considering tire wear is quite big. So I think it's around lap 9 to pit for softs. Lap 10, it's when you pit on softs. That's the softs, the double stop strategy. I think around 13 is if you want to go one stop, but you really need to be good on tires. I think one stop is still the preferred strategy. So let's see Brownie here, who's on a lap. On this back part of the track, double right-hander. Going into the S's. Got Jenna in front, and Alvaro both moving out of his way. You really don't want to get traffic through the S's here. The dirty air will unsettle your car, make it a bit unstable, so had a clean run through, and nicely done. DRS open for a short straight after the S's. Into the stadium section, as he has a bit of a moment there on his rear. Almost loses it, so that's going to cost him a couple tenths through the last 2 corners. Really important to get a good run out of here, especially in the race. In quali, not so much because the line is really early, 13.5 for him. Yeah, so important to get a good run out of the last corner in the race, considering the straight is around 15 seconds long or so, and that's almost a third of the lap, or a quarter. Let's say a quarter-ish, fifth, maybe a fifth of the lap. So that was Brownie's time, 13.5 with a mistake. Just noticed Danny also went P2, 13.451, 1,000 faster than Hugo. It's a good lap from him. Jack and Kopi and XD all on out laps. Samiria going on an out lap as well. So this is making me think they were saying they take softer. So I would think it might be the same as in Zandvoort, where you take softer and try to get 4 runs in. If that's the case, it's definitely going to be a one-stop, soft to hard. I don't think they can stretch the mediums out. Or maybe, knowing some idiot, he probably could pull something like that out. I mean, he can do soft medium in Bahrain, and Bahrain is also one of those tracks that's pretty tough on tires. But anyways, XDXP on his lap here, going through sector 1. Yeah, purple sector for me, but I don't think that's a real in-game purple time. This double right-hander was a bit messy, didn't quite hit the apexes. Again, important to get a pretty good exit out of here. Through the S's, doesn't cut as much as other people have been doing. Really easy to lose your car as well if it comes back, and he invalidates the lap there. Takes a bit too much of the curb. One thing about Mexico is the track is basically flat out, or not flat out, but it has no elevation change. And it doesn't really have much grass runoff or anything besides turn 1, and yeah, it might be a bit of a boring track because of it, but you know, this man who's starting his lap right now completely loves the track, as he's a Perez fan as well. So going into turn 1 after this long straight, DRS zone, into the chicane, it's a pretty long chicane as well, so important to get the best exit as you can, cut as much as you can, into the second straight, second DRS zone, which detection zone is actually the same as the first one, so really important to get it into the second chicane, break into the 100 meter mark, hit the apex of the first one, stay away from the apex of the second one, not take too much of that inside curb, and again for the double right-hander, take as much as you can. Important to get a good exit out of here. The S's are almost flat out, so going into the S's, cuts a lot of the left hand, takes a lot of the right, has a bit of snappy moment there on the right-hand curve, lost the rear a bit, but still going through it. Let's see his sector 2 time. DRS pops open on this second straight, or third straight, is a tiny bit up on his time. Into the stadium section, let's see if he gains any time, and he actually invalidates. Makes me think it might have been an intentional invalidation, or not. If he goes into the pits here, we'll see. No, he's going to cross the finish line, and it's going to be a 13.3, so just a slight improvement, 700ths. Would have increased his gap to P2, who is actually Kopi, who improved, or who set a lap time, going P2, so a really good lap from him as well. Looking back, Timo is on a lap, invalidated. Janab is on a lap through the S's. Let's see what he can do. Oh, let me see, I actually forgot to put the chats up. There we go. Anyways, Janab on his lap here. In the stadium section, invalidated. How did he invalidate? I'm guessing through the S's. Damn. Hugo on a lap. Sector 1, going to the first chicane. Again, first chicane is gonna be 3 to 4 wide on lap 1. You start on pole, the run down to turn 1 is quite long. By the time you come to turn 1, people behind are gonna have slipstream as well, so it's really easy to go multiple people wide, but luckily, unlike Monza, the chicane's quite wide as well, so a lot of room. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we have some contact, if we have a car around. Wouldn't expect a DNF out of the first few turns, unless someone completely has a brake failure and straight lines it. But Hugo has a bit of a moment there on the exit of the S's. Almost lost it, but fair play, he kept it. Into the stadium section, again this is where somebody invalidated the lap before, keeping it nice and tidy, maybe, as I say that, takes a bit too much. Mexico, one of those tracks where it's super easy to pick up penalties as well. It's gonna be, even though this grid, I wouldn't say. I feel like half the grid, if not more, are probably gonna have penalties by the end of the race. You really want to extract as much as you can from the car and from the track as well. So it's easy to just Brownie puts it on provisional pole, 3:38 or 13:338. So a good lap from Brownie here. As Danny in the S's as well. Took a lot of those curbs. I think it was just on the edge of invalidation, and he invalidates. Okay, and just as easily as they are invalidating here in qualifying, it's they're gonna pick up warnings and eventually penalties in the race, just as easily as they invalidate laps here. So, let's see, XTXP yet to set a lap time as Higgsy retired. Did he have a quali ban? Perhaps. Wouldn't know, but XTXP starting his lap. Or actually, never, my bad. Ending his lap, 14.9. Currently P13, or was P13 without a lap. Stays P13 right now, but that's a banker with the round. Oh, that's my controller falling on the ground. Fluffy Dave retires from the session, so either he thinks he's not going to improve, or yeah, but that means he saves a couple of tire sets as well, so. Who is on a lap? Brownie in lap. Kopi out lap. Timo is on a lap. Invalidated. Second time this session I've done this thing. Jack Lilly is on a lap here. Going into the S's. So Jack not taking as much curb on the inside there. Actually cutting the grass on the inside as the other drivers do. But you can easily see the line. And Jack, he kept it quite clean through those S's. 2.5 tenths up, a quarter of a second up in his time. So sector 1 and 2 looking really good. Let's see if he can keep that momentum up through sector 3 and actually improve his time quite a bit. Has a bit of a sliding moment there in the stadium section, but he's going to cross the finish line here. It doesn't go as close to the finish line as other people. 1:13.5 from Jack, does improve by almost half a second. It's a really good effort from him. 5 minutes left of the session. I think there's maybe 100 or 2 if he kept it closer to the line, as I'm hitting my controller. Classic. Let's see Kopi. We didn't see his first time, but he is starting his lap here. No DRSing or no slipstreaming from Kopi and Hugo as they usually do for this week round. So, or maybe they did earlier, but I just missed it. Yeah, 1:13.3 from Brownie right now is currently the time to beat. But I think with this set of runs, I think that time will be beaten. We saw some idiot have an invalidated run before that was actually faster than that, as he goes even faster right now, 13.2. That's his current session PB. I think it might have also been his last run, but who knows. Let's see what Kopi does here. Let's see his sector 2 delta, which is going to be actually down on his time, so not improving through sectors 1 and 2. So unless he has a lot of time to find here in sector 3, I don't think Kopi's lap will be an improvement. And he needs around 2 tenths to get on pole, or actually a tenth and a half. And yeah, he will opt to go into the pits, so doesn't finish that run. Jenub is on a lap. Jenub down in P9, so Jenub not really having the best qualifying session so far. Let's see what he can do though. Towards the end of qualifying here, taking the S's, a bit of a lift. I think he'd need to lift there, just to not invalidate, did not lose the car, but he's 3 tenths up. His banker lap was definitely not one to be proud of, putting in P9, but this lap has been looking much better than his original lap, so let's see what he's going to do. He's going to cross the finish line for a 1:13.6, so improves by quarter of a second, goes P7. So again, it was a good lap, much better than anything I could ever do, but not enough to even break the top 5. Jack currently with a really good qualifying session as well. I think one of his better ones this season. Up in P6. Well, really well done from him. Looking down the grid, Alvaro. I think I missed Alvaro. I missed the last 2 or 3 races, so In case it's his first race, welcome to Rapper Racers, and otherwise, you know, great to see you back, even though it's my first time seeing you, as he crosses the finish line with a 1:13.9, putting him P9. Next one on the track that's on a lap is going to be Hugo, actually, who's just starting his lap. There are 2 minutes and a half left of qualifying here. Taking a lot of those curves in the first chicane. A lot of time to be gained there if you are confident on them, but then again, I'll very easily invalidate it. A bit down on his time through sector 1, just a couple of hundreds, but had some slipstream there through the second part, so maybe that slipstream actually helped him kind of mitigate the time loss. But let's see what he can do in sector 2 here as he enters the S's. That was nice and clean from Hugo in the S's. Going into the stadium section, goes a bit deep though. And a bit deep again. Ooh. That sector 2 looked really nice, but I think there's been quite a lot of time loss in that third sector. So he goes straight back into the pits. Not improving his time as he retires as well. So not going to be able to set another lap time. So that's it for qualifying for Hugo, and he's in the top 5 right now, but that might change any moment. As Blue is moving out of the session. Jenub retires as well in P9. So that's Jenub out as well. I think Jenub might be hoping right now to get knocked outside the top 10 for a tires choice, because starting that far down on softs might not be the best idea. Lou just moving out of the way. Maybe I should focus on some people, as Brownie's actually quite a lot up in his time, but it is an invalidated lap, so it's not going to count. But it was going to be a 1:13 flat through sector 1 and sector 2. Then again, I don't know why it was invalidated. He might have just cut a bit too much. Yeah, that's it for him. Let's see what Samiria can do here, starting his lap for his final run. This is his 4th run as well, so last set of softs, unless he did a run or 2 runs on the same set, which I think is highly unlikely. But sector 1, let's see his delta as he comes towards the end of this second straight. It's gonna be 100th up on his time, so he is improving through sector 1 just barely, but still an improvement. Let's see what he can do through sector 2 though, as he goes to the double right-hander at the back end of the track. Going down to the S's now. Probably the most technical part of the track, also the hardest part of the track. I mean, that goes hand in hand with being technical. As he takes as much curb as he actually can. Sector 2, that looked really nice, and he is 3/10 up on his time. And let's see what he can do here in the stadium section. Maybe a lot more time to be gained here. A lot of rotation going into that hairpin. Important to get a good exit out of here, not invalidate. And only the last corner to go as he has a bit of a slide. Oh, and it's going to be a 1:12.9 with a bit of time lost through the last corner. But what a lap from Samiria here. Putting in a provisional pole, and I think people will only be chasing now. I don't think Brownie can go again. Yeah, Brownie going into the pits. Can Danny go again? Or Danny actually needs to go. Actually, no, he can't. Danny's, this is his in-lap. So Danny going back into the pits. Let's see, anyone else on a lap? Yeah, Danny goes into the pits. It's actually low fuel mode. So it's Samiria on pole with a 1:12.9. A fantastic lap from Samiria. Brownie P2, Danny P3. So Samiria and Brownie on the front row. Danny and Kopi as well. I think Kopi had a good start to this season and a bit of rough times, but I think he's back up, out qualifying his teammate for this race. Hugo with a P5 invalidated his last run, so that, or not invalidated, but was just made one too many mistakes in the sector 3. Lou with a good qualifying P6, Timo P7, Jack P8, Jenub with a lowly P9. Jenub currently P2 in the standings, so really not good. The Immediate is leading the standings and Hugo is P3. I think it's something like that. Alvaro with a P10, Assassin P11, Fluffy Dave, P12, and XXP and P13. Higgsy did not qualify. I think oh yeah, he was serving a quali ban. Yeah, that's what happened. That's why he retired. I got scared for a second that me restarting my game and joining the lobby caused him to retire, but luckily that's not the case. Would have been quite funny though. Anyways, as session's gonna end here, and we're gonna go for a formation lap and 36 laps around Mexico. Yeah, it is quite lonely without a co-commentator, but you know, it's a vibe. At least I don't have to worry about cutting someone off when I'm talking. That's usually the worst part. So everyone is just setting up their setups right now. With around 5 seconds left, and the race will take, I think, around 40-ish minutes or so. 36 laps, looks like sunny conditions. Don't know the weather. I was in voice chat with all of them. They actually still are 12 of the, actually 11 of the 14 drivers are in voice chat in the same call, so that's probably quite a mess. But let's look at tires here. As somebody is moving around for me. Telemetry enabled. Okay, tires. We got, as expected, everyone outside the top 10 starting on non-softs. So Assassin, Fluffy, and XD on mediums, Higgsy on hards. Hopefully the lobby's not desyncing for people. But yeah. Everyone in the top 10 on softs. Then depending how much wear they have on them, but also the formation lap does add a bit of wear, so it's important to keep them as fresh as possible. There's a bit of a gap forming from Lou to Hugo, so I wonder what happened here. I think Lou is just driving slow to preserve his tires. You really don't want to weave or anything like that. Like, yeah, it's important to get temps in, but tire wear is also a big factor, and if you can extend your tire wear for one more lap, or your tire life for one more lap on this track. Predictive pit strategy, lap 10 to 13, lap softs to softs, and then like 20 to 23 for mediums from another set of softs. So their game predicts around 16 laps on mediums. Now, can some idiot do a soft medium? I highly doubt it. A soft hard is definitely possible, even though the game does not suggest a one stop, but a soft hard is possible if you can manage the tires. We know he definitely can manage the tires. Oh, what's this camera angle? It's a pretty good angle. As we have 5 red lights going on for the Mexican Grand Prix and Rapper Racers. Lights go out and they go off the line instantly. Some idiot seems like he got a decent start as well. On the inside though, we have Kopi, who got a fantastic start, slipstreaming off of Brownie. Switches on the outside for turn 1. Going into turn 1, Brownie, P2, some idiot taking the lead. Side by side, Brownie and Danny. Danny going for a move in P2. Danny goes up to P2 on the start, but Brownie's fighting back. Brownie keeps that P2. There's a yellow flag in the back. Kopi goes P4, Hugo P5. Yellow flag in the back, I think, is Jack, who had an accident. Spun all the way around as predicted. Someone would spin. Higgsy's also way back. XTXP fighting with Fluffy Dave here, going side by side after that second straight. XTXP gets the position, so that's an overtake for XTXP. looking back in front though, we have a bit of gaps forming in between cars already. I think this is a track where slipstreaming and DRS training is going to be a thing. 3 DRS zones, 2 of them being really powerful as well. That first straight is quite long, but lap 1 we had one spin that was Jack who spun around on his soft tire, so yeah, it's probably one of the worst things that can happen to you. Hards are recoverable, so are mediums, but softs in this track are just a tragedy if you do spin so early on. But anyways, looking back up on the grid after lap 1, so immediate leading Brownie, Stace P2, Danny P3, Kopi, and Hugo 4-5. Wait, did anything even change? No, top 5 actually stayed the same. Even though there was a lot of fighting and moving around into turn 1, it all stayed the same, so it's good driving from them, but as we see Jen up here, I think my timings might be messed up. Jack is pitting. Oh, wait, what's happening? Oh no. Is my lobby desyncing? Jack is in the pits. My timings are completely messed up. It also says lap 3, which it surely isn't. You lose around 22 seconds in the pits in this track. Time to open up Discord and see what people are saying, as I will now refer to the track map to see what's going on. Oh, so maybe it takes the lead again. Okay, timings are back. Okay, we're fine. That's good. So I have Assassin who already fell off the back of Alvaro here, 1.1 seconds, so DRS opened this lap. Actually does have it. Assassin does have DRS onto Alvaro here. Wait, it doesn't activate it. Wait, is it glitched out? Yes, I think it is. I think, yeah, DRS opens this lap, but you don't have it on that straight, since the detection zone is actually before the lap start. So, you basically do almost half of a lap, and yeah, DRS is still detected before that actual lap. But Jack did pit from that horrendous start, went on to hards now. So he is really on a recovery drive back. I just realized also we'll need to... Oh, as we have the first penalty of the session 3 laps in, Danny. So as I was saying in qualifying, it's easy to invalidate and pick up penalties, just like it was easy to invalidate in quali. And I think I was actually on board with Danny when I was saying that. So yeah, as Hugo says, the fastest lap of the session so far. It's definitely going to be beaten towards the end of the session by people on faster tires, especially people like Fluffy, who has another set of softs if he's opting for a 2-stop, as Fluffy's actually going for a move onto XTXP with DRS into turn 1, so it's an easy move from him. And up in front we have a 4-car train for the lead, with Hugo being on the back of it. His teammate Kopi is just barely hanging on outside of DRS though, so Kopi's, never mind, he's actually falling off and he's gaining again, so Kopi is right on the edge there of that DRS train. All the way from the lead to P5. And Jenab actually caught up to it as well. Jenab already up to P6, so that's a really good start from Jenab. Completely missed that one, so yeah, that's Jack spinning. I think two other position gains for him besides that Jack accident, but overall good starting laps for Jenab here. So the DRS train is now going all the way down to P9, as Assassin is already 2.2 seconds off Alvaro, which really shows you just how fast the tires are, as Higgsy seems to have spun it in the stadium section. So that's Higgsy who's around now. And Jack is just way off. He is 36 seconds off of Higgsy, who's now 8 seconds off of XTXP, so I don't know what happened to Jack there. He had a pit stop, but did he lose that much time to to everything else. Yeah, definitely the top few people are pulling themselves closer and closer. But um, oh, actually, now that Kopi isn't in DRS of Hugo in front, Jenup might actually catch on and overtake him. No DRS versus DRS is just super strong in this game, and especially when you have one detection zone for 2 DRS straights, and the first and second straight is just, it's going to be quite powerful. And Kopi doesn't have DRS now, so Jenup gonna close in again, 8/10 off. The gap is gonna fall down, especially here under braking. Never mind, every time I say something, it turns out to be the other thing. Kopi catches back up to DRS, and now Jenup is out of DRS, and he's just in it. Will he get it? Question of the day. 1.03, 1.01, 9/10, but no. He does not get DRS, even though he just got close, but Kopi does though on the other hand, so Kopi is gonna pull closer to Hugo now, but Kopi's completely through his battery as Brownie overtook some idiot for the race lead right now, and 56% ERS as well, and actually that was quite a bit before actually, because he doesn't have DRS, so it wasn't on the main straight that he overtook him. So some idiot is down to P2 right now. With a bit less battery than Brownie in front as well. Hugo and Danny 4-3 as well. Kopi again just barely hanging on to them. As we're 6 laps in, so just in a couple laps time I think we're going to be seeing these soft runners pit. As also 6 laps in, we only had 1 penalty so far. So overall still well done on, yeah, I think that penalty board is going to be quite hefty towards the end of the race for everyone, but it still is what it is, you know. It's Mexico, penalties easy to pick up. Let's see Alvaro here. Sabit's actually losing out to Brownie. So what's happening? Is he having some sort of issue? Let's look at his accelerator, gas pedal, whatever you want to call it. He does sometimes say he's got blipping on his throttle, so doesn't seem like there's any blipping now, but that might just be client side for me. So, but he does lose the most time towards that last sector. Doesn't seem like he has any damage, so I don't know what's up. He's just losing out to Brownie. Brownie is oh, okay. Brownie used ERS. I think Brownie wants to break that DRS to some idiot, as he actually does do so. Some idiot is not gonna have DRS here. Danny will though, and what Brownie did now might have just been a game changer for the whole race, unless some idiot decides to push and fight back and get DRS through this last few corners. But some idiot is gonna be 1.1 off. Yeah. Doesn't seem like he's gonna get it. No. On the detection line, he is not close enough for DRS. And Danny is gonna be all over the back of some idiot here. Danny 63% ERS as well, so Danny's not even boosting. He's just vibing. He's just vibing behind some idiot. Going into turn 1, will stay behind, not close enough. Doesn't boost. Doesn't have to. All he needs is just the DRS to pull him along. 8 laps of the race already. Oh, as he has a bit of a moment there. Hugo is also in the back of him here, so that moment I think makes it unable for Danny to close up onto some idiot too much. But yeah, it is getting quite close up here between everyone. As some idiot makes a mistake and goes deep again, so I don't know what's happening. And Danny's looking like he has quite a lot of pace. So does Brownie. Brownie 1.6 seconds clear of some idiot here. As Danny has a bit of a moment again. Again, this might have been might have made him unable to fight some idiot here, but he is closing it. He is boosting, so I think he wants to go for the overtake here as Brownie's pulling away, and he knows Brownie getting away is not optimal. So he makes the job done into turn 1, gets the move done. So that's Danny up to P2 right now. Hugo's the next car behind Samidit. Samidit is struggling quite massively here. So Danny now wants to catch up to Brownie. Brownie up in front with no DRS. While that was happening, Lou also picked up a penalty. So that's 2 drivers with the penalty so far in the race. 9 laps in. Predicted pit window is next lap. Or it might actually be this lap as well. So let's see if anyone is going to opt for an undercut or a 2-stop strategy. It's going to be one of these laps that we're going to be seeing people jump into the pits. So 1.6 seconds for Brownie though. Samidi at 7/10 off of Danny already. Samidi is struggling massively. Jenub still in P6, 5/10 off. So yeah, this is just DRS training again. Woo! Quite hype. Danny's trying to close in onto Brownie though, but Brownie just seems like he well, Brownie's at 20% ERS, so Brownie's just trying to push super hard to get that ERS on, as Jenub actually makes a move onto Kopi, and Alvaro goes into the pit. So Alvaro pitting, first of the soft runners to pit, the only soft runner on lap 9 to pit. As Jenub up to P5, Kopi down to P6, Danny stays P2. Samidi at 3/10 off of Danny here, going into the back, locking up, almost hitting the back of Danny here. I think Samidi might just be driving slowly as Danny picks up his second penalty of the session. 1.2 seconds off of Brownie. As I was going to say, I think Samidi might just be driving a bit slowly to preserving his tires, trying to go for that 1-stop. Yeah, we know Alvaro's definitely going to stop as he also switched onto the soft tire. Came out just about behind Higgsy. Higgsy's on those hard tires, so Alvaro gonna be faster, and he is going to be going past Higgsy, I think, any lap now, as the gap between Danny and Samidid is 1.4 seconds. Samidid is 7/10 off of Danny as well, so. We have Kopi going into the pit, so that's the first. Oh no, that was Hugo, my bad. Hugo going into the pits, so Hugo going for an undercut. Kopi goes up to P5. Everyone actually gains positions. Let's see where Hugo will come out of the pits here. We have Danny and some idiot going at it again. Some idiot stays behind, not fighting for the position too hard. Just wants to DRS. Didn't notice he's not overtaking, but he was closing in massively. So Hugo is coming out of the pits. Just behind XTXP, so getting a lot of time onto Higgsy. Alvaro is getting a lot of time onto Higgsy. They weren't even racing for position, but Higgsy's 5 seconds off now. As Hugo is opting for a 2-stop as well. He needs to do 25 laps on the medium tires if he wants to go a 1-stop, and I think I don't know if that's possible. You know, maybe I'll be surprised towards the end of the race. So Hugo on the back of XXP here. XXP is on the set of tires he started in, which are the mediums. We are actually third of the race in already, so it's not going that slow. It is Mexico. I'll say it's not one of the fun tracks to watch. Hugo will go past XXP here with the fresher tire, so no major issues for Hugo there. I don't think not too much time lost. Submitted still in the back of Danny though. Jack picking up 30-second time penalty, the third driver to pick one up. As I was saying, yeah, Mexico is not one of those tracks. Alvaro dealt with Higgsy as well. XXP 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits. What was that? He had to exceed them quite massively to get a 5-second penalty. Seven tenths off of Kopi here. Oh, as Danny makes a mistake and goes into the wall. Oh, and I think he picked up wing damage. Oh no. Yeah, he did pick up wing damage. Oh no, Danny. He was riding such a good race so far, had so much pace, but that mistake cost him, and it cost him a lot. Lost the position out to Timo as well. Timo gains onto Danny now. So just staying close to the DRS of everyone gives position. So some idiot pit onto hards, Brownie pit onto hards, Gopi pit onto hards, Timo hards, Danny hards. So this is a one stop to the end for all of them. Hugo will have to pit one more time. Hugo will have to pit for another set of softs. So some idiot also gaining a lot of time to Brownie here. Some idiot 7/10 off of Brownie as Brownie goes past XTXP here without any issues. I think so will some idiot. XTXP, the car in between Brownie and some idiot, not a lapped car, so car for position. XTXP moves out of the way of some idiot, doesn't want to cost him too much time loss. They are teammates after all, fighting a different fight, different strategy, so nicely done from XT there to move out of the way. Alvaro next car behind XTXP, it's a Red Bull on softs, fresh softs that is. So Alvaro shouldn't have issues getting past XT here as well. Danny picking up another 3-second time penalty, so that's 9 seconds on Danny as well. Both the Williams drivers having an atrocious race so far. Jenab currently the car in the lead, 13 laps on those softs. Still going hard. Lap 14, yet to pit. Does he want to do a one-stop soft medium? That would be quite something. Lou behind him as well, unless he wants to have fresher hards towards the end. Timo getting past Higgsy here. I think it's just a driver swap in between the two Renault drivers. Timo being on the fresher tires, going towards the end, is behind Kopi. Some idiot 5/10 off of Brownie here. This race might still be decided on penalties towards the end of it. So Jenab going into the pits, and I think Lou will as well. Yeah, Jenab and Lou both going into the pits this lap. 13 laps on softs. Well done from them, keeping those softs alive for so long. So Assassin currently takes the lead. It's not the net lead of the race though. I think that currently goes to Samidid, who doesn't have to pit again. Or actually no, my bad. Brownie, who doesn't have to pit again. So Brownie gets past Fluffy Dave here. Samidid goes past Fluffy Dave as well and has so much speed catching up to Brownie as well. So Samidid and Brownie both dealing with cars with different strategies on their laps here. As Brownie makes a mistake. No, doesn't make a mistake. Both of them have DRS. Samidid and Brownie. Samidid though has a bit more ERS than Brownie here. Both of them racing for the race win here. I think net lead, but Hugo needs to make as big of a gap as possible because he will have to fight back on softs towards the end of the race, and he will need to go, if he goes for another set of softs that is, he could go for mediums again, but I think that would just be but not too smart. Assassin pitting as well. Lap 15 on from the mediums goes on to the softs. So lap prior we had 2 soft runners pitting, and now we have a medium runner pitting. Interesting. There's some leaves flying around the screen. I already thought someone might have crashed out. Kopi and XXP switching positions. That's Jenab up in front of Kopi as well. So when did that happen? Oh, Jenab is on fresher mediums. Okay. Danny going on to Timo for a move here. Danny on the inside of Timo into that turn 4. 1, 2, 3. Yes, turn 4. Turn 5. Danny's on the back of XSP. He's gonna go into a move. Turn 6 and turn 7. Side by side. Danny is on the fresher tire here. And Danny's gonna go past. Timo stays behind, so Timo's gonna lose some time as well. Danny has 9 seconds of penalties though, so that's gonna cost him towards the end of the race. Hugo 5 seconds clear off of Brownie here. As I said, a pit stop costs around 22 seconds. So the bigger gap he can get, the better it is for him. Pushing as hard as he can right now with that 2-stop strategy. The pit itself is around 19 seconds long or so, but the fact you come out at speeds of what, 80 kph when everyone else is doing 300 on pit exit line, you lose a lot of time accelerating down to turn 1. So that's some idiot, which seems like most of the race is on him. But here we got Lou going on to Timo into turn 1. Lou on medium, different strategies between these two drivers as well. Lou going double stop, medium, medium, soft, started on mediums. Actually no, started on softs, is on mediums now. He was one of the people that pit lap 14. He might actually be going 1 stop, soft medium. I don't know if that's possible. Yet to see everything towards the end of the race. But yeah, it seems like a lot of the spotlight so far this race has been on some idiot and Brownie. And what was of Danny before he had that accident in the last turn. Runs wide again, so probably picked up another warning. On the back of Kopi now. Does seem to be gaining quite a lot of time onto him though. So wouldn't be surprised if we see a move for B7 here. Brownie picks up a 3-second time penalty. And that might be crucial towards the end of the race if Samidid and Hugo keep it clean. Jack another 3-second time penalty. So as I was saying, penalties on this track are a common thing. So has a bit of a moment through the last turn again. So it's really doesn't seem to be suiting him. That last turn, it's quite slidey, quite slippery, quite easy to lose your rear. As with DRS, he is gonna go past Kopi into turn 1 here. We also have a move for positions of Jenab and Alvaro switching positions up in front. Jenab up to B5 now. So Jenab having a really good race as well, taking his tires to 14 laps, switching to mediums after. So soft medium strategy might pit towards softs in around 10 laps time, if not more. So we will see about that one. Hugo 3-second time penalty as well. Okay, so I will do something I don't like doing as a streamer, as a commentator, but I want to check some idiot's warnings here. Some idiot doesn't have a single warning. Some idiot is currently P3 without a single warning. I'm speechless. I really don't know what to say to that. On a track where some drivers already have 9 seconds of penalties, the first penalty fell on lap 3. Some idiot has yet to pick up a single warning for exceeding track limits as Jenab goes past Lefty Dave here on the main straight. So Jenab really fighting back here from that horrendous qualifying up to P4 for Jenab. Different strategy, don't know if he has to pit again. I really don't know if it's possible going toward the end on mediums, but Danny on the back of Alvaro as well. Danny's gonna go on the inside on that second DRS straight for that second chicane. Danny on the inside of Alvaro, and I think he gets the job done as well with those hard tires. So fresher tires. Those old softs are probably not in a good shape right now, and Alvaro will be having to pit and the next 2 or 3 laps, and he will go on to mediums as his last tire. He can definitely do 16 laps on those tires towards the end, as we are 20 laps in or 19 laps in. The Mexican Grand Prix here in Rapid Racers with Hugo, Brownie and Samidid top 3. Brownie and Samidid don't have to pit again as Hugo does. Also Hugo and Brownie, 2 people with 3-second time penalties that might prove crucial towards the end of the race, and Samidid 20 laps in doesn't have a single warning. Next person behind Alvaro though is Kopi now. Alvaro stays out 1 more lap. Alvaro also does have DRS right now, but how long is that gonna help him fend off Kopi from behind? Danny on Fluffy Dave though as well. This is gonna be a move into turn 1 for P5. Danny doesn't have to pit again. He does have quite a few penalties though. Into turn 1 though, gets the job done onto Fluffy Dave, so that's Nenny back up to P5 after that mistake he had in the last corner. Seems like he runs wide again, wonder if that was a warning. Also in the back we have Assassin and Lou fighting. Assassin on soft tires going inside into turn 4 with that DRS and gets it done on Lou as well, so a nice move from Assassin. A lot of the moves are really after DRS zone, so turn 1 and turn 4 are usually where you're going to see the most of the overtakes and maybe a dive into the stadium section. So after the S's, after that third DRS zone, might be a overtaking position. Lou picks up a penalty. That's his second one. As Alvaro fighting Fluffy Dave here into the stadium section. As I was saying, going side by side, that's Kopi who's also fighting in the mix right now. Off in the hairpin, Kopi goes past Fluffy Dave before it. And Assassin's on the back of them now as well, so this is a 4-way fight for position. Assassin has to pit one more time though. I don't think he can get those tires toward the end. So that's going to be Assassin who will have to pit again. Fluffy Dave will have to pit definitely 20 laps with those medium tires. They're definitely not in a good shape, and I wouldn't be surprised if there is a puncture or something in the next few laps. Kopi and Alvaro switching positions as well. That's Kopi up to P6 right now. Kopi doesn't have to pit anymore. Neither does Danny up in front, but Kopi with no penalties will get the position from Danny if the gap stays as it is. But Assassin on those first softs has the run onto Fluffy Dave here. Fluffy has the arrest. Alvaro up in front, but Fluffy can't. Assassin can't get past Alvaro. He goes around the outside, switches back for the inside for him into turn 5. So Assassin has a nice move. Fluffy couldn't really get it sent down the inside of Alvaro with those old tires. So Fluffy loses out of position to Assassin. Assassin actually gains 2 positions there. And that's Lou and Fluffy fighting. Lou gets a position onto Fluffy as well. Those tires from Fluffy. Timo does as well. Fluffy's tires are fine, but I think he should really pit. He's in dangerous territory right now. I think 20 laps or so on hards, or 21 on hards, would give you around 76%. So I can only imagine what it is in mediums right now. With around 14 laps of the race left. We have Brownie and Samidiot switching positions here on the main straight. Samidiot takes P2 right now. Hugo picks up another time penalty, so that's 6 seconds for Hugo. So even if his 2-stop strategy would have worked out and he would have got into positions, he would still have to make 6 more seconds out of it. And that's just a lot of time that I don't think you can get with the soft tires, considering the pits are around 22 seconds loss. He would need to regain. He's currently a 6.5 second gap, so that would put him to around 16 seconds behind. So he'd need to gain 22 seconds nonetheless to Hugo, to Samidiot, to keep the race win. As Brownie's falling off of Samidiot here. Looking down the grid though, we only have Timo on the back of Lou. Lou's on mediums, Timo's on hards. Lou's gonna have to pit again. No, Lou doesn't have to pit. Well, considering we see Fluffy Dave still staying out 21 laps. He's trying it. Fluffy Dave could actually pull it off. But I think he's losing a lot of time to the cars behind. I think one more lap and you could probably say, alright, I'm gonna do it. But some phenomenal tire management from Fluffy Dave. He's gonna pit this lap. Higgsy goes past. Higgsy up to P10, 22 lap on hards. Higgsy's gonna have to pit one more time or he's gonna risk a puncture. So is Jack. Those tires are definitely not going to get towards the end. Higgsy started on those hard tires as well and had a spin on them, so they're definitely not in good shape. Assassin though on the back of Kopi here. Into turn 4, it doesn't go for it. Brownie 8 tenths off of some idiot. Just barely hanging on that DRS as well. Hugo, 7 second gap. 10 laps, 24 laps. It's going to be tough for Hugo if he wants to go to the end of those medium tires. Jenab definitely can, considering what we saw. So Jenab will go to the end of those tires with a soft medium strategy. So Jenab up to P4 right now. With phenomenal tire management from Fluffy Dave as well. So Fluffy Dave going soft as well, P13 right now, so he's going to be flying up the field to a potential point scoring position. As we are now 2/3 of the race in, 12 laps to go. A bit quiet. I need to recharge my throat. It's actually killing me. I thought solo commentary would be much easier, but then I remembered, oh, I actually need to talk. Fluffy Dave, one position for him after P12. That was Higgsy pitting. Higgsy pit onto soft tires there, so Fluffy Dave has around 4 seconds to gain till he gets into points, and then in front of that it's quite a big gap, but can his tires last towards the end without losing too much time to the cars behind? It's all to be seen yet. Higgsy is on 1 lap fresher softs, so is Jack. Jack is quite a way off though. Hugo pitting from the lead. He had to pit, those tires were not going to get to the end. Goes on to softs with, on lap 25, and he actually has to wait. Doesn't have to wait. Janab though, P3. Danny, P4. So Hugo on soft tires needs to get past Danny now. Needs to get past Kopi. Sorry about that. So Hugo comes out in front of Kopi actually. My bad. But Assassin is fighting with Kopi and Lou. If Hugo was to come out behind this, he would be losing so much time right now. Time he really needs onto Janab and Brownie. And especially some idiot. Let's see his gap right now to some idiot who is a new race leader. After that pit stop, he is 14 or 12.3 seconds behind some idiot. So he needs to gain the 12 seconds on him and then pull out for 6 more seconds to make the gap because of his penalties if he wants this race win. It's certainly doable, but can he get the tires to the end if he does it? Can he clear the traffic up in front if he does it? Wait, what happened to some idiot? Oh, never mind. There's just a swap between some idiot and Brownie due to DRS on the main straight. So some idiot will siphon some ERS as Brownie goes wide there. Brownie fighting back, using some ERS to stay up in front. And some idiot now in P2. Brownie does have penalties as well. I think he only has 3 seconds. Actually, let's check right now. So 3 seconds for Brownie, 9 for Danny. Fastest lap to Higgsy, 6 to Hugo, 6 to Lou, 3 to Timo, 9 to Assassin, and 6 to Jack. So we got around half the grid on penalties. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 penalties. Yeah, so really half the grid has penalties. Hugo though on the back of Danny here, goes a bit deep in that stadium section, really wants to get past Danny. Danny picks up another 3-second lap penalty, puts him up to 12. So Hugo will have the DRS onto Danny here, so Danny's just gonna be an easy move for Hugo. Danny pulls on the inside, Hugo's just gonna DRS in a straight line and get past Danny here. Next man up in front is Janab, who is already within 1 second of Hugo. And I think Hugo might actually get him in the second DRS straight if he gets a good exit, which I think he will on the fresher tire. 5/10 off, so just half a second in those few corners, that first chicane. Hugo overtake, 60% ERS for Hugo, goes on the inside off Janab before turn 4. Janab looking around the outside, doesn't go for it. XT picks up 3-second time penalty, so that's 8 drivers on the grid with penalties right now. Actually, my bad. XT had a penalty before. Someone else picked it up. 2 people picked them up. Either that or I don't know how to count. Yeah, so that's penalties. Yeah. Hugo now 8 seconds off of some idiot. 8.7 seconds off of Brownie, who's the race leader. Hugo does have 6 seconds of penalties. Brownie has 3. So Samiria really is the net leader of the race right now. Seven seconds off. Hugo fastest lap, 1:15.5 in the race pace. This is getting low fuel with around 9 laps or 8 laps to go. This is almost getting in that qualifying fuel, as Samiria is really low on ERS. Brownie going a bit wide there again, so might have picked up another warning, which is not good. Jack, 30-second time penalty for him. Yeah. Danny on the back of Jenub though. Is Danny gonna go for a move on Jenub? No. Doesn't go for it this time around. Or was Jenub the one going for a move onto Danny? No, it wasn't. Danny was the car behind. There's a bit more fighting going on as Lou, Kopi, and Timur are still fighting it out. Lou is on that fresh, or not fresh, but that medium set, so is Jenub. They're both on the same strategy. Both going for the soft medium strat. Jenub having a really good race, starting 9, going up to P4 with a soft medium strategy as well. So definitely in contention for driver of the day as it is now. Fluffy Daves finally makes the move for P10 right here. Higgsy's on the back of them as well, so Higgsy's in the contention for the position as well. Higgsy does have a penalty. Higgsy on to Alvaro, going into stadium section though. Higgsy gets the move done, so that's a move for Higgsy. Higgsy up to P11, nicely done on the first set of mediums, softs as well, so he's gonna be faster than Fluffy. Towards the end, it comes the end of the race. 1 lap more he can do in those tires. Last time I saw Higgsy on Mexico, he lost it in the last turn when he was on for a podium position. Let's see if he loses it in the last turn, as Brownie picks up another penalty, so Brownie's on 6 now as well. As Samiria goes past Brownie here with DRS, Brownie stays behind, so, on 20% ERS. Now Samiria takes the lead, so this is really just mind games of who's where and who's DRSing, as Hugo is rapidly catching them. 3.2 seconds is the gap from Brownie to Hugo, and Brownie Hugo is really the battle on track now, both of them at 6 seconds of penalties. But who knows how many warnings Hugo has now, because it's been a while since he's been at 6 seconds, so definitely picked up a warning or two after that. Lap 30 out of 36 as well, so that leaves 6 laps to go. Actually 7. In around 10 minutes time, we're gonna know who will be the race winner. Currently leading the race, Samiria. No penalties. Both the people behind him on 6 seconds each. Danny and P4 on 12 seconds. So really no competition from behind right now from Samiria. Definitely have the pace to keep up with him on track, but when it's gonna come down to the end on the penalties, it's gonna be Samiria's race. Danny, another penalty. That's 15 for Danny, if I'm counting right. Timo, Lou, and Kopi though, the battle's still going on for that P6. Kopi though, no penalties, so really, again, just as up in front, that's a fight that does not really matter, because Kopi at the end of the day is going to get the positions nonetheless, because he's penalty free. As Hugo is now on the back of Brownie, and just without DRS, Brownie 40% ERS as well, and Hugo's completely depleted on that front. So as Brownie goes wide again, and I think that's how he's been picking up his warnings. Jenub 30-second time penalty as well, so that might play into effect towards the end of the race as well. So that's Jenub on penalties, and that leaves 4 drivers without penalties so far. That's currently Samiria, Kopi, and Fluffy and Alvaro without penalties, so really well done from all of them if they keep it up so far. So Hugo catching up on the back of Brownie, has the DRS. So does Brownie though. Brownie just barely hanging on to Samiria here. Hugo goes a bit deep. Might have been another warning there. Yeah, Hugo has a lot more grip on his tires than Brownie does on the mediums. Both of them have DRS. Hugo boosting as hard as he can. Both of these people fighting for track position right here. This is the fight for P2. Samidi up in front, really just cruising towards the end of the race right now. Brownie locks up a bit. Samidi up in front. Hugo again, DRS open. No ERS for Hugo though. As Jenab is on the back of Danny here, lost the position to him. 7.4 seconds down to Kopi. If we look at penalties again, that's 3 for Jenab, 15 for Danny, 6 for Hugo, 6 for Brownie, 9 for Lou, 3 for Timo, 9 for Assassin, 3 for Higgsy, 6 for XT, and 9 for Jack. Jack, who actually caught up to the back of XT XP right now, so that has a bit of a slide there through the last corner. This is the vibe we should be looking at though. Hugo and Brownie are gonna be brawling it out through the last few laps for P2. Danny's mistake in the last corner really cost him a lot of time. But Hugo again on the back of Brownie, but just doesn't have enough ERS to stay close and overtake Brownie. Both of them actually with no ERS. Neither does Samidi. As Hugo goes for a move on the inside, sends one down, switches back for the inside for Hugo now for the second part of the chicane, but Brownie on the outside, Hugo on the inside, and Hugo doesn't have to run now. Brownie defends the position nicely, so Brownie's going to stay up in front for one more lap by the looks of it, unless Hugo has something to say about it. Comes stadium section once more. With the last 3.5 laps to go here, Samidi again leading the race, and Hugo and Brownie are going to fight this down to the line from the looks of it. Or down till his tires die, and but I think all their tires are gonna die around the same time actually. I don't think the hard tires that are 19 laps old right now are in a good shape, but I don't think neither will the 7-lap softs going to be in 2 laps time. So really, I think this is going to be decided on track and who can manage their ERS better towards the end of the race. Considering they're all fighting as well, Samidi wants to stay up in front. He doesn't want to get caught up in any battles here. He doesn't want wing damage. Wing damage can still cost him the win. Jenab just needs to keep at least 3 seconds onto Kopi, and he has that P4 secured himself. Hugo not boosting. Brownie though, 6% ERS, so Hugo did save up some ERS here. Has around 10% onto Brownie. Sorry. Is killing me. Alvaro picks up a penalty, so that's 3 drivers with no penalties right now. Hugo boosting. Hugo's gonna send one down again into turn 4. He's gonna go around the outside. That switches back for inside for Hugo. Comes turn 5. Hugo on the inside of Brownie. Brownie's gonna go wide. Brownie defends the position though for the double right. Is Hugo gonna fight back? Tries the switch back. Is he gonna get it this time around? Tries the switch back onto Brownie. Brownie and Hugo equal the ERS, but Hugo on the inside comes the S section. Still going side by side, losing a lot of time to Samidi up in front, but that doesn't matter. They both have penalties, and Hugo stays behind again. That's some really great driving from both of them. And Brownie stays in front one more time, but Hugo is not going to look for it. But what this did for Brownie right now is it broke the RS off of Samidi, and Hugo will have the RS now. Brownie won't. And I think this might have actually been a really good move from Hugo, costing them both to lose time to Samidi, but in the grand scheme of things, he's gonna get the better run here with the RS as well. But this is the last lap, or actually no, it's the penultimate lap. So in the last lap, Brownie's gonna have the RS. So Brownie is behind now, behind Hugo. And how much of a gap can Hugo make here, and how much RS can he save before the last lap? Timo and Kopi switching positions as well. What happened to Kopi? Timo's up to P6. Lou and Assassin switching positions as well. Lou down to P9. Jenna 5 tenths off of Danny here. Let's look at this battle. Hugo and Brownie still going at it. Brownie dropped down 7 tenths down to Hugo right now. Managing his ERS, both of them. They're going to use it both on the main straight. Brownie's going to want to go past Hugo on the main straight. he is behind. He's gonna have ERS and DRS, everything he needs to mount an attack, but he just needs to stay close. He has DRS in this detection zone. Hugo has a bit of a moment there on the exit of the S's, causing Brownie to catch up time. Brownie goes up to 5/10 in the stadium section, takes a bit of that curb, maybe been a warning right there. Catching up 7/10 though, Brownie to Hugo. Brownie will have DRS here. 7.5/10, 8/10, 7/10. So Brownie is catching up, is getting close to Hugo, dropping off again. So really mixed corner through corner. It's performance on the tires. 22 laps versus 10 lap all softs. I think those softs might be a bit more alive than the hards are. Brownie though, no ERS. Neither does Hugo. Samidi up in front with 20%. Samidi just driving his own race. Brownie has DRS once more, so does Hugo doesn't. Hugo boosting, Brownie not boosting. Hugo no ERS, Brownie 10% with DRS. Brownie stays 6/10 behind, so Hugo keeps P2 for now. There's a yellow flag, that's I think Lou, who's been around in the last few corners, but back to this, 1 second off Brownie, back to 8/10, 9/10 now for Brownie. Kopi up in P7, not fighting for Timo anymore. Hugo actually still gaining time onto Samirian, but Hugo will stay P2 this race unless Brownie has something to say about it right now. DRS in the last couple of corners, going into the stadium section, stays behind. So from the looks of it, Hugo will finish P2, and this is Samirian, who is going to win Rapid Racers Mexican Grand Prix as Danny picks up his 18-second time penalty right now. But Samirian crosses the finish line to win the race. Hugo up in P2, Brownie P3, a really good fight in between them in the last few laps. Danny will cross the finish line here, crossing it P4, but he will drop down places as Jenab saves it at the end. P4 for Jenab. Timo is going to cross the finish line here, and he might actually get P5 as well. He does. Timo gets P5, so really well. Oh, P6 because Kopi had no penalty. So that's P5 for Kopi. Really well done for both of them. And to every driver that didn't pick up a penalty, that's been submitted at Kopi and Fluffy Dave, who will finish the race here behind Higgsy. Higgsy crosses the line in P9. Good recovery drive from him. Fluffy Dave goes up to P9. Lou P12, Alvaro P11, and XTXP and Jack, the last two drivers that have yet to cross the finish line. Jack actually, I think, spins towards the end of the race there. Picks up damage as well. So that's the last two drivers. XT crosses the finish line in P13, and Jack will cross the finish line now to end it up in P14 for Jack. Driver of the day from the game goes to Jenab. I would actually 100% fundamentally, as he would say, agree with that one. He did a soft to medium strategy, started 9th, finished up in 4th, so 5 position gain. A good race from him. And I think just doing a soft medium on Mexico is a tough ask, and he pulled it off with a good result as well. So really well done job. Well done to Hugo as well, and Brownie. Really nice fighting in between them two. And now for a fun thing to look at. Did Samirian pick up any warnings? That says it all. No warnings for Samirian. Damn. How? Alright, time to go to interviews. Close the game. Alt F4. Jenab interview, let's go. Yo, what's up, Melon guy?
Yeah, man.
My throat hurts so much.
Why?
Because I've been talking for the past 1 hour all by myself.
Oh shit, yeah. You have no one who can make you pause the talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you have to talk all the time. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I gave you driver of the day. Luckily, I don't have to consult anyone. But yeah, how did you manage to make a soft medium work?
I don't know if I really made it work because like it was just slow. Yeah, obviously tiny bit with the setup, also with the driving, just not making a lot of gear shifts because like if you stay in the same gear in a corner, then you know, like if you shift down, for example, then the car obviously kinda how should I say it? stops a little bit by the engine. So what I did is just that I didn't make any downshift while being in the corner, only before the corner. And that helped a little bit. Like it's only those little 1 or 2% that you get after a couple of laps. And then I pitted with 75% or 76%, which was a bit too much. In practice, I even managed to stretch the softs until lap 15, but obviously I had a bit of dirty air. Yeah, I don't know, it was just mainly the setup and then just the gear shifting. I was doing, the double right corner.
Yeah.
After the second DRS straight,
Yeah.
I was just driving that in 4th gear, no shift, and in the S's I was just staying in 6 all the time as well, and then shift up to 7th at the exit. Hairpin always 3rd gear, never 2nd gear unless I maybe broke a bit too late, then I sometimes had to go into 2nd, but mainly 3rd. So just keeping those high gears and not interrupting the flow of the car with downshifts in the middle of the corner.
That's a strat, I guess.
Yeah.
Well,
No, I don't think it's worth it. I mean, it's like, I get it's maybe like impressive to do soft medium or stuff like that. I was thinking I had a chance at winning. For some reason, I didn't have pace in Mexico. It's just not my track. So I was thinking about doing something else then. And I think I was the only one doing it. Lou was trying to do it as well, but
Lou did it as well, yeah.
yeah, he was at 74%, 2 laps to go, so he just decided to pit. He was doing a lot more battling than me, so was a bit lucky to get out ahead after the pit stop.
Yeah.
Of the other guys.
Well,
And
considering
yeah,
you had no pace, or you said you had bad pace, a P4 is still a really good result, considering you started
yeah,
at P9 as well.
yeah. I mean that P9, that was a real P9. Like that was a good lap from me in Mexico. I don't know where I could go faster really. I don't think there was much more in it than P9. And then to go up to P4 is quite good, I think. But I don't know. I guess if you have the pace, then or if I had the pace, I would just do soft hard for the next time.
Yeah. How do you feel about Brazil next week? I think it
I
is
don't
Brazil.
know. I haven't practiced Brazil yet. I mean, I like the track, but I don't know. Could be just also one of those weird races, I guess, where the pace is weird, where the strategy is weird, and something. I don't know.
You know, it might rain in Brazil. How do you feel about rain?
Rain is always welcome for me. I feel like I'm really good in the wet. I like to drive in the wet. You haven't commentated Suzuka, but I was just driving one fastest lap after another one when it was raining. I got a stupid drive-through under VSC Delta, but I was just banging it fastest lap after fastest lap in the rain. So I feel good in the rain.
That's good. That's good to hear. So let's hope
It's
for rain.
Gucci.
Let's hope for rain then.
Yeah, I'm actually hoping for rain. Brazil is also one of the tracks that makes fun in the wet. Mexico not really, because there are quite some 90 degrees corners, for
Yeah.
example. But yeah, I guess those kind of old-fashioned racetracks like Brazil or Suzuka, they are just also fun in the wet, more than others.
Yeah.
But yeah, get the race winner in here. Fantastic job from him today. I don't think he got a warning.
No, he didn't have a single warning.
Yeah, just I mean it's his favorite track. He has the pace, and then also did the right strategy, I think.
Yeah. Well, anyways, we'll move to submit it. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sorry, my voice
as I said,
is
just get him in here.
yeah,
I just told you.
my throat is completely killing me, so I'm just gonna speed run you guys down.
Yeah,
'Cause,
congrats, Edith, by the way. Like fantastic pace, 4th in quali, 4th pole position in quali, right strategy.
Thank you. I appreciate
Really
it.
good job.
I mean, I
Thank
could
you.
have done
Yeah.
better, but I'm not racing. But yeah, you know, I
Yeah, I
guess
mean,
Congrats on the
I could have
soft
done better
medium.
if I would have been on soft hard, and I could have done better, but
Congrats on the soft medium. I did not think that was going to happen.
I
yeah,
didn't
I
think
mean,
it
I
was
just,
gonna happen either.
I just didn't have the pace. Like that qualifying, that was a weak qualifying. It was a good lap. I don't think I could have been faster than P9, and like it's just a slow track for me.
Gotcha.
And yeah. Pitted
was the
with
percent at the end?
76, pitted with 76%, and then towards the end, I would assume I finished with 74, but I'm not sure. Like I didn't check at the end. I went over the line and I was like, ah shit, I didn't check. But on
Gotcha.
this back straight towards the stadium, I think I was at 73, so it should have been 74 at the finish line.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it was a good result
Worth
considering for
the
where I
gamble.
started.
Absolutely worth the gamble.
Yeah, it's just I know I just had to save the mediums so hard that I couldn't even catch you guys when you were on hard tires and my mediums were still fresh because I already had to tire save, so it's not worth it for the
Yeah.
next time.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, your interview now.
Yeah,
Okay.
leave. I want
See ya.
private time. Bye.
See ya.
Grazie, grazie.
Yeah,
Thank you
good
for the
job on the
stream.
driver of the day, by the way.
He did deserve that, to be honest.
No,
But
he
up to
doesn't.
you, whatever you decide.
I
Alright.
I
Yeah.
have full power today.
Yep.
I don't have Eddie to sway my decision, so I'm giving it to
All
you.
right.
Just because of the soft medium.
Oh, he back. He back.
But yeah, I need to go anyway, so see you.
Okay.
See ya.
See ya, bud. See ya.
Yeah, the only
Right,
reason
what do
I'm
you-
not
what-
giving it to you is because he did a soft medium.
Yeah, absolutely. That's like that's out of my own lexicon, and I like to pride myself on tire management. That's out of my lexicon, man.
I saw him taking those soft tires for like 14, 15 laps, and I was like, wait a moment, no, he's not gonna do it, is he?
I can't believe I was at 71 when I pitted. Xenex. I had the AI do qualifying, or it did like an extra 4% because I had the in lap. The AI did it,
Oh yeah.
but it's like even still, I would not have gone that far. I think he would have been better anyway on the numbers. But go ahead.
Well yeah, you had a race win as well. With no warnings. On Mexico.
I didn't get a single warning.
Yeah,
not a single.
I checked twice. I never check race director.
I had to look too because I'm like, wait, did I get? Surely I got a warning somewhere, but I never did. I was shocked, absolutely shocked.
I was shocked as well.
No, that's. Go ahead.
Yeah, definitely honorable mention for driver of the day. I mean, if it wasn't for the soft medium, it would be no doubt you. But
That
yeah.
was. Go ahead.
Once you saw Brownie and Hugo get those penalties, were you just able to relax and just drive your own race?
I'll be honest, I wasn't, because I was having issues with the left front. On a long run, the left front was going away from me. I crossed the line, I think it was 74% on the left front at the end and like 71, 72 on the rear. It's just weird because in all my practice sims, it was more towards the rear on a long run, but then in the race, it went more towards the front. In a way, I should have expected that, but I didn't expect it to be as big of a difference, you know? That's just like, I'm gonna have to make a couple changes here and there in the setup. I have something in mind already, but yeah, I mean, I'm just really happy to win in Mexico. That's just by far my favorite track. So I get up to a level to try to bag a win there. You know.
What about Brazil next week?
Well, point situation on the championship. I think it was. I'm gonna check it really quickly for you. And the results and standings. Let me grab the last standings. There was an 18-point gap from me to Hugo and a 21-point gap to me and Janab. I know Janab finished 4th. I know Hugo finished 2nd.
Yeah,
Hugo finished 2nd.
Hugo finished
He
2nd,
finished
so you
2nd.
gained, what, 7 points into Hugo? Actually, 6. 'cause he's the
6.
fastest lap.
6. Yes, sir. You got it. So 24-point gap going into Brazil. I just need to outscore
Hugo and you win the
Hugo.
championship.
Well, at least by 2 points. At least by 3 points.
No, you need 2 points.
Technically.
'Cause,
No, fastest lap and a win. Fastest
Oh
lap
yeah,
and a win.
fastest lap and a win. Yeah.
Well, actually, hold on. The tiebreaker.
Yeah,
Hugo
you
has-
win. You win the tiebreaker because you've got more wins.
I believe so. But that's just semantics talking on a tiebreaker. But like, we're gonna come into Brazil, probably bring a good car and see what we can do next week. I'd love to wrap it up in Brazil. I'd love to win this thing. You know, that's my goal. But-
You know, it's Brazil. It might rain. How do you feel about rain in general, and in Brazil?
As long as I don't have a car pump me out of a corner, I'll be okay.
Okay.
I've got a story on that one, but not the place to tell
Oh,
it.
not
but
for today. My throat's killing me.
yeah, no, I don't blame you. Yeah, go. Yeah, I'll be brief then. Yeah, then today's a good day. Win in Mexico. That's always a good day. Always a good race. So, yeah, pretty much that.
Yeah, okay. I think that kind of wraps it up then.
Yeah, unless someone else wants to come in and give you
No, it's
torment
okay.
here.
It's
Okay.
it's okay.
All right. I'll let you wrap things up. Thanks for having me. Thanks for streaming.
Yeah, no issues,
And
man. No worries.
hopefully we put on a decent show for you.
Well, it was more Hugo and Brownie that were fighting. That was kind of the show.
Gotcha.
Everything else was just DRS passed.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna let you wrap things up. Thanks for
Alright.
having me.
Yeah.
You have
See
a
you
good one.
next week.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. On that note, yeah, everyone watching, that watch now, watches later, rewatches. Thanks for watching, and yeah, solo commentary this week. Hopefully Eddie's back for next week. And next week, as I said, in Brazil, we might have rain, we might have dry, who knows? We'll see. But yeah, see everyone next week. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.